Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I want to talk about some products that I discovered in 2018. Happy New Year's Eve, by the way. I can't believe we are at the end of 2018. I'm sure you've been hearing that a lot. I know I've been hearing it a lot, but it is crazy. Like, this year went by way too fast for comfort. Throughout this year, I've tried a ton of makeup products, lots of new things, and I feel like I've narrowed down my top 5 best products that I've discovered this year. So this isn't stuff that I've like necessarily had around for a while, or like this isn't even like necessarily new stuff. This is just like the top 5 things that I have tried this year that I love. Since I've had these products, I can't put them down. I reach for them nearly every day, and I want you to know too. Now, I know this time of year a lot of people start putting out like best of 2018, favorite makeup from the year. I actually stopped doing favorites, like monthly favorites, like mid-summer. Before that, I was doing them every month, but I felt like they were just like, they didn't really mean anything to me. Like, I felt like I was trying to find products to fill these spots in like my favorites. So that led me to like buying more makeup, saying things that were my favorites that maybe weren't necessarily like my absolute favorites, but maybe they were just kind of like in rotation at the time. And it just felt kind of forced. And because I typically post 2 videos a week, that puts me at about 8 videos a week. So between my monthly favorites and my BoxyCharm video, that was already like 2 videos a month that were just out. And so that only left me with 6 videos a month. Now I know I could post more, but you get the gist. So I kind of stopped filming them. Not that I don't have favorites. I've posted a few favorites videos since then, but I think it's only been maybe like 2. And those videos are videos that actually feature like favorite makeup. So this is, like I said, just makeup that I've discovered from this year. So I definitely have other favorites that I've loved this year, but this is just that makeup that I've bought within the last year that I just can't get enough of. Now, some of these I have had since like the beginning of the year, while others are kind of newer, and then there's some that are kind of like mid-year. So let's just jump in. Let's start with, we're gonna work backwards to my number 1 favorite. So in the number 5 slot, I have some brushes. Now these are Luxie brushes. I've got a ton of Luxie brushes in my BoxyCharm over this last year. The first ones that I got were like a trio of brushes, and I think I got them in my September BoxyCharm. Maybe a little bit before that, I don't really remember. But it was this set of brushes. There's a stippling brush, like a foundation brush, and then this like powder setting brush or highlight brush, and I loved these. I've gotten so much use out of these. These are absolutely beautiful brushes. And then a few months later, oh actually, you know, I think I got these earlier than that because this one came in my September box. Maybe they came at the same time, I don't remember. But this is the Luxie airbrush foundation brush, and this is a part of their like new Luxe line, and this one is really nice as well. And then I got this gold set from, again, my BoxyCharm from November. And these are all kind of like smaller detailed eye brushes. Again, beautiful. And then in December, I got this like giant Luxie set in my BoxyCharm. And this is like a full face set. So I hadn't tried Luxie brushes before this year, and now I absolutely love them. They're my go-to brushes. They're the brushes I use every single day. So I wanted to share with you a few of my absolute favorites. I think I've narrowed it down to like a top, how many are here? A top 6. I have 2 eye brushes that I really like. This first one is the 213 eye shading brush. And this is kind of just what you would think for a shader brush, but I love this brush. It puts down shadow so great, but also blends it out really nicely. So this one is great. And then this is the tapered blending brush. And it's, again, what you would think for just like a blending brush. But this is such a great like size and shape for a brush. It's not as long as a lot of the blending brushes I have. So it's a little bit more precise with putting in shadow instead of it being like really big and fluffy and just kind of fluffing it everywhere. This one you've got a little bit more control with, so I love that one. And then this one is funky. This is the Pro Precision Face Brush. And this is like a brush that's at an angle. I feel like I've heard a lot of people say they like this for contouring because they can like kind of stipple product there. I love this for foundation. Absolutely love this for foundation. I really, really like it with the Catrice HD foundation or whatever that one's called. It's really like liquidy and thin, and this just like is beautiful with it because you can kind of like stipple it into the skin but also get like a little bit of like a circular motion going, and it just applies foundation so great. And then the other three are those like original Luxie brushes that I had tried. I've got that tapered highlight brush. This is such a beautiful brush. I love this for setting my under eyes, for highlight. It's just, I have two of these now. This is like my go-to brush for a lot of things. And then this one is the Precision Foundation Brush. Again, this is just beautiful for foundation, and it works with all of my liquid foundations. You've got a lot of like precision, I guess is why it's called the Precision Foundation Brush. You've got a lot of control as like where you're putting this. This also works great for concealer. So this is kind of like a one and done brush. Like you just can use it for multiple things, so I love it. This one is the Duo Fiber Brush. And I have recently been getting really into duo fiber brushes. I love this one for like bronzer and blush and highlight. It just applies color products onto my face so smooth, so seamless, and like just subtly but still getting some color and not having to like work too hard. This is fabulous. Moving on to the number 4 slot. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Serene Greens Priming Water. This was another BoxyCharm item, but this has changed my makeup game. This just changes how I do my makeup, how my skin looks. It is beautiful. When this first came out, I thought there is no way, no how I will ever buy that. That doesn't seem worth it. It's like water in here. Like this isn't gonna extend your makeup. This isn't gonna make your makeup last longer. But there is something about this that just makes your makeup look beautiful on the skin. Especially if you're going in with like a more natural look. Like today I used the IT Cosmetics CC cream, and I've literally had my makeup on for 10 hours and it still just looks so like nice and skin-like. I mean, there's a little bit of like, it's coming off a little bit, but this just makes it look like one with your skin, especially after you put on powder. Even this this is a primer water, so it's supposed to go on before your makeup. And a lot of times I will do that after I put on like a pore filling primer or something, because I want a little bit of like help with my pores. And then putting this on top of that is just a killer combo, and I have been so enjoying this. This is definitely gonna be something that I'm gonna be repurchasing. It is pricey, but it's a game changer when it comes to how my skin looks. So I love this. In the number 3 slot is the Glossier Boy Brow. This thing is wonderful. I bought a bunch of Glossier products back in February, and I have been I liked all of them. There's nothing that I like dislike, but this one is by far my favorite thing from Glossier that I have tried. I have it in the shade Blonde. This like just ran out. I know I probably shouldn't have been using it past 6 months, whatever. But this is absolutely beautiful. You have this little tiny brush. It's got a little bit of a tint to it, but nothing crazy. I feel like there is a little bit of like fibers happening in the formula, but again, nothing crazy. But this just holds your brows in place perfectly. Like I love the Essence Make Me Brow or whatever it's called. You know, it's like $3. This is like $16, I think, but this is so worth it. Like I'm gonna be repurchasing this soon. I do need to make a new Glossier order. I feel like there's a few things that have come out recently that I'm really interested in trying, and I need to get my hands on another one of these. So I love this. I've recommended this to so many people. A lot of my friends use this now, and I can't get enough. It like adds volume and like fluffiness and texture to your brows. It's just absolutely beautiful. 100% recommend. All right, we're down to the top 2 now. In the number 2 slot is more so the formula, less the package I have it in. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection palette. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about this palette because I don't love every single thing in here, but the bronzer and the blush, beautiful. I know the bronzer has been a hit for like years around here on YouTube and probably in real life, but I just never took the plunge because I'm not a huge like bronzer fan. I'm not someone that feels like I have to have bronzer on my face in order to like feel put together. Bronzer is more of like a, I guess I could use bronzer, I don't know. But after I got this, which this has been out for a while now, I want to say I got this in like April maybe. There's just something about this bronzer and this blush that is like smoothing on your skin. It doesn't stick to texture. I have like some discoloration on my cheek over here. I mean, I've got like some acne scarring, but specifically on this cheek here, I have like some discoloration, and I always have issues with blush looking like splotchy over there because it just sticks weird to my skin. Doesn't matter what kind of foundation I use, how I prep my skin, there's just always splotchiness. And this, I don't know, it just does something and it doesn't stick weird. It's just so smoothing and like so beautiful on the skin. They're subtle, they're not anything like crazy. I do want to try the blush in a different shade. So I have the bronzer in the shade Bronzer, which I know there's different shades. I know a lot of people around my skin tone like the light bronzer, but I feel like this is a beautiful shade. It's like perfect for my skin tone. And then the blush is in Natural Glow. It's kind of like a peachy blush. I kind of want to try it more of like a pinky, maybe mauve-y kind of blush color. So I am interested in picking other ones of these up. The highlights in here are okay. I like this one. Both of these highlights are like limited edition, but this is the highlight in Full Moon. It's really nice. It's a little shimmery, but it is really nice. And then this is the highlighter in Galactic, and this is just pure glitter, but it's a beautiful color and it's like stunning. So it looks really great on the eyes. It's a little too dark for my skin tone, but it's pretty. But where it is at is this bronzer and this blush. They look stunning on the skin. I need to like get another color of this blush. Once I run out of this bronzer, I will for sure be repurchasing it. And I love to use that Luxie Duo Fiber brush that I showed you earlier. With these products, it's like double whammy for smoothness and like getting rid of texture. It's just beautiful. So I love this. I know you can't get this per se product anymore, but more so the products that are in it I know are still readily available and highly recommended. Now for my most favorite product that I discovered in 2018, drum roll please. The It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. I freaking love this. I have repurchased it. I have a full other bottle in my vanity, but this is beautiful. This is in the shade Fair, which is their lightest shade. I know the shades are kind of a bummer, like there's not a ton, but it is a CC cream. It's not like a full coverage foundation, even though it does say color correcting full coverage cream. It's not full coverage, okay? But the finish of this on your skin is the most beautiful foundation I have ever used. I'm not a huge like full coverage fan. Like I don't want my skin to look like matte and like there's nothing ever wrong with my skin, because that's not true. That's not real life. I've had acne in the past. I've got acne scarring. Every once in a while I'll get a pimple that pops up, and I just want something that's gonna smooth things out. It's gonna make my skin look a little bit more put together, but I want my skin to still look like skin, and that's exactly what this does. I have been recommended this so many times. My best friend was like, Kelsey, you need to try this. It's game changer. I love it for my skin. And I was like, I don't know. A BB cream or like a CC cream that's like $38. I don't know. That's a little pricey. But Boy, was I wrong. This is the best foundation I've ever used in my life. I'm gonna put it out there. This is the best foundation I've ever used in my life. This by far looks the best on my skin than any other foundation that I have. I mean, other ones look good. I have other foundations that I really, really love, but this, you can get so many different looks with this. Like if you wanna do a really simple look, you can just take a little pump, apply it with your fingers, and you're like good to go. You don't need to fuss with it. You don't need to like worry about it. It's just like a moisturizer. But if you want to go in with like a brush and build up coverage, you totally can. I know a lot of people have said they have issues with this lasting throughout the day. I wouldn't say this is like the most long-lasting foundation, but I have oily skin, and like I said, I did my foundation 10 hours ago. I feel like that looks pretty dang good for 10 hours ago with oily skin and a BB cream, CC cream, whatever you want to call it. I will sing the praises of the It Cosmetics CC cream for a very long time. Unless if I find something else, I guess, but until then, this is my go-to. This is my fave. So those were my top 5 product discoveries from this last year. Now I do have, I think, 2 things that are like honorable mentions. And these are things that I am really, really enjoying, but I haven't had in my collection for a very long time. So I did want to mention them because they are things that I am totally loving right now. Honorable mention number 1, it's the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is great. Now I like to use this with a full coverage foundation. I like to use this underneath like a powder foundation. I like to use it with the CC cream I was just talking about. It's just really, really nice. Now the key to this is you gotta use it sparingly. You can't go in with a ton or else it just looks cakey, or at least on my skin. I feel like once I put it on, if it's like too much, it just looks cakey and weird. But if you just go in with a little bit, dot it around a little bit, blend it out nice, it looks so good. I have it in this shade C2, which is like the second lightest shade, and I love it. I got this last month when I was in California visiting my family, and it's honestly been the concealer I go to nearly every day. I can't stop using it, and so I thought I would mention this. I know they just came out with a Conceal and Define foundation. I'm interested to try that. If you've tried that, let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. And the second honorable mention is Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Now, last month, I got the Alien palette, and I don't think there's been a palette that I have purchased, maybe ever, at least within the last like few years, that I have been as excited to use. There is something about this palette that is so exciting to me. It's just like super different. I don't have anything in my collection like this. It's like inspiring, but also like you can use things toned down. You can go in with like a neutral eye. You can do a pop of shimmer on the lid and something in the crease. But there is just something about this palette that is like inspiring. And let alone the quality of these shadows, perfect. Like, I don't know. There's just something about this palette that has been drawing me in since the moment I saw it, and since then, since I've had it, I have been loving it. So I thought I would mention this. Again, I've only had it for like a month, but I wanted to mention it. Also, my sister got me a Jeffree Star Velour liquid lipstick for Christmas, and it's in the shade Androgyny, and it is beautiful. So I thought I would just kind of mention like Jeffree Star Cosmetics because these are the only 2 things I have, but these are the honorable mentions because I love them. Like, this is awesome. I've never tried a liquid lipstick that is like this. This doesn't feel like a liquid lipstick on your lips. It almost just feels like a matte like lipstick or something, like kind of more moussey. It does dry down, but not in like a mattifying, drying way. It lasts all day. I ate multiple meals wearing this, and by the end of the day, I still had color on my lips. I had a little bit on my chin, which I always get lipstick on my chin, but not bad at all. So I thought I would mention, I mean, this I've only used like twice, so it's a very, very slight honorable mention, but Jeffree Star Cosmetics as a whole, because I just kind of got into it, is an honorable mention. So that was the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. The thought of putting this video together hit me the other day when I kind of was doing my makeup, and I was like, there's like a few things that I have been loving recently, and they're all new, and they're all like things that I cannot live without. So the idea of this video just seemed so fun, and I wanted to share with you. If you have products from this year that you have tried, they don't have to be new. A lot of my things are not new. Like, these are not brand new to the market, but they're new to me, and they're things that I absolutely love. So if you have any of those products, I would love to hear about them down below. Make sure to leave a comment. If you've tried these things, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. But thank you so much for joining me today, guys. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would love to have you around. And until next time, bye, guys.